here's what I want to do. I want to talk a little bit about building patterns, and I'm going to just show you some of this in Miro as an illustration, and then in the next video we'll start working on this. We'll look at an example of this in a live real world example, and then we'll jump over and start building some of these. So I'm going to do an Our Team page. And in Our Team page, this is going to go pretty rapidly, so feel free to watch this again if you need to. I'm going to put in an image of a person. Of course, I've just got this as an icon, and I'm going to take that image of a person and I'm going to put some text underneath it. Of course, if we zoom in, we can see we've got, of course, right now I'm just doing placement text, first name and last name. Then I throw some more text here, like their title, like maybe CEO or administrative assistant or regional manager, and then what department they're in. I might even throw in some icons, and this might even be another pattern where I just generate this little pattern of icons and add that in. Lastly, I'll put a border around all of this, and then I'll link all this together and make this a pattern. Here is at least my baseline pattern. One might even make an argument this could be a pattern as well, but let's just say this is the baseline pattern. We've got image, first and last name, we've got our title and the department that we're working in, as well as their social or whatever links here. Now that I've made this a pattern, I'm going to add new copies of this onto the page. When I get enough in place on the page, I'm going to then turn these 4 into a pattern as a single row. When I've got this pattern put together, I then create a duplicate of that row and maybe a third duplicate, and then I link all these together and make this a larger pattern as an Our Team page. Now here's the cool part. Because Our Team page currently, let's just say that the Our Team grid is a 12-person grid where you've got 4 across and 3 down. In order to get an additional, let's say 16, let's imagine that this page was much larger, but we said we needed to go at least 1 more row. We could then take this pattern and add the single row and add that single row in. But what if I don't need that single row? Then we would delete one of these. Now there's a way to go about deleting in quotes so that these don't expand. Let me get these like this so that they don't expand like this, because you don't want it to become a broken pattern. You want it to somewhat stay in that grid that everybody understands. People would know that if they added another team member, they'd go right here. And there are ways to do that. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So what I want you to do is think about, what would this be? I'll show you in the next video an example of an Our Team page that we can build from and we can pull content from. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.